Hi everyone, in today's file backup and recovery tip of the day, I am going to cover something I've gotten a couple questions about, which in the backup analyzer there is a bucket or a filter for suggested and unaddressed files, and I wanted to walk through what that is and how it can be used. Now, over the last couple weeks I've been doing a daily tip every single day. We've gotten through a lot of the kind of major features, so at this point I'm just going to do these maybe every few days or once a week moving forward. So let's go take a look at the backup analyzer. So to get there, again, we're going to drill into one of these computers. I have two backups. I'm going to drill into my laptop. And I will launch the backup analyzer. So again, what this is doing, just to reiterate, the backup analyzer is essentially processing what we call an audit file. And the audit file is a catalog of every single file on this computer, and it knows when it was modified, when it was last updated, when it was last backed up. All that information is packaged up into an audit file at the end of each backup scan and sent up to the server, and this analyzer simply takes that file and chews through it and spits out a lot of great information. So sometimes it can be a fairly large file. It can take 30 seconds to a minute to process. But it'll be done here shortly. And again, what we're going to look at today is what are these suggested and unaddressed files. All right, so there we go. It has finished processing. So again, the bucket we're looking at is suggested and unaddressed. Now, what does this actually mean? So unaddressed files are any files on this computer that don't currently match any rules in our backup configuration. So from our previous video, you remember that our backup configurations determine what backs up and what doesn't back up. Now, when it says that it's unaddressed, it means it doesn't match any of our rules that back a file up. Or also remember, we have a whole bunch of rules that exclude certain files and locations. And all it means is that the file doesn't match either one of those types of rules, either to back it up or to not back it up. So it's kind of in this area of limbo. Again, we try and make our configurations as good as possible, but we don't know about every single file type and location out there. So sometimes we can't make a decision should this get backed up. So you can see on my computer there's about 18,502 unaddressed files, about 3.2 gigabytes of information. Now, we are by no means suggesting that partners go through here and pour through 3.2 gigabytes. Chances are, if it's unaddressed, it does not matter. But partners should take a look if there's any suggested files. Now, suggested files are files that don't match any of our rules to either back it up or exclude it from backup. They're fairly large in capacity. They've been modified recently. Essentially, we have a bunch of intelligence that says, hey, these 6 files out of all of these unaddressed files might be worth taking a look at. Now, we're continually making our rule sets better, so a lot of times these won't be important, but the types of files that might pop up here are, let's say a partner or a customer, an end user, has some kind of industry-specific software they're using to run their business. Maybe it's some kind of special CRM system. We may not know about it, and therefore it's not part of our rule set. The partner may not know about it, and therefore they haven't added it to their backup configuration. But it's still really important to that client. Well, if that CRM is getting updated regularly, it's of a certain capacity, chances are it's going to get recommended as a suggested file. So if I highlight this bucket and go down to the bottom, the 6 suggested files are here in red. Now on my computer, when I look through these are totally useless. And again, we're continually making our rule engine better so that the suggested files get better and better each time. But these aren't important to me. Now, a partner can certainly just ignore them. Or again, right from here, because we have a great tool in this backup analyzer, we can actually say, you know what, these are not important. Let's not back them up. I can simply say, you know what, this app data local comms, I don't care about this. So I'm going to just say minus. I don't want to back this up. They can modify the rule. So again, if I edit this, right now it'll create a rule to not back up this specific file. But you know what? I could just say I don't want to back up this location. So I can just delete these extra things here. So now anything in the comms folder, it's not going to back up. I can apply it to this computer to not back it up, and I click save. And just like that, I now only have 5 suggested files. So again, the suggested items are just something a partner should take a peek at every once in a while. They're not always important, but it may be that kind of diamond in the rough, that one super important file that none of us have ever heard of, but is really important to that particular client. And again, the beauty is they can make a decision about whether or not to back it up and change the configuration right from the backup analyzer without having to interrupt the end user. So again, that's just a quick overview of what the suggested and unaddressed files are. Poke around on your computer, go through your dashboard and see what types of files are suggested and unaddressed to get a better feel for what this feature is. Thanks.